Hello coders! So you've spent some time developing your own app within MIT App Inventor. All of your work up to this point has been saved to the cloud on MIT App Inventor's servers, and it's time to package and install your app on a mobile device so you can take it with you. This video is going to go over a few things you need to do to prepare to install your app, as well as show you how to create your own custom app icon. One of the first things we need to check is here in our blocks view. Over here, we're looking at the warnings section to make sure there are no warnings or errors in our code. Those errors probably would stop our app from being packaged and installed. So for example, if you were to have a stray block, you would get a yellow error. You can throw that away. If you had a duplicate block, you would get a red error. So just make sure both of those are 0. If we jump over to your designer view, there are a few things we should check here. First, if we look over here on the right side of the screen in the properties for Screen1, you'll need to click on Screen1. We can see one of the properties is your app name. This is what you will see on your device's home screen, so you want to make sure that whatever is typed here is exactly how you want it to appear on your home screen. Since my app here is about civil rights, I might call this the Civil Soundboard to keep it short. Also, when I look in my viewer here, I can see that Screen 1 at the top of my device is just labeled Screen 1, which is kind of ambiguous. So I can scroll down here and notice that I have the option of naming the title of my app. So I could do something like Civil Rights Soundboard. And if you want to, you can add your name or some initials or some way to give yourself some credit. And as we scroll back up, we can see that change reflected here. Finally, on the right-hand side, we see there is a place for a app icon property on Screen 1. Again, you'll only see this if Screen 1 is highlighted in your components column. So I want to be able to upload a custom icon for my app. If I don't do this, there is a default icon, but after spending so much time developing an app, it's often quite satisfying to see a custom icon on your home screen. So to do that, I'm going to open up a new tab in Google Chrome and do a quick search through images. With a civil rights app, I might end up getting all kinds of different options within my image search, including here some logos for civil clothing. Almost all of these are going to be copyrighted or trademarked, so I need to be very careful not to use any of those images in my app icon. Even if I did find one of these that was not copyright protected, this image is quite complex, and there's a lot of fine detail in this image that's not going to scale down very well. Remember, app icons on your home screen, on your phone, on your tablet usually end up about 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter, so we want to make sure it's a rather simple icon or logo. If I search for civil rights logos, I want to make sure I'm using correct tools to protect myself, and I look for labeled for reuse. It would be awful for you to create an amazing new app, post it to the App Store, start to make some money off that app, and then all of a sudden get a letter from some company saying that you violated their copyright and any profits you've earned are due them. So this, again, is a great way to protect yourself and respect other people's media. So here I've selected labeled for reuse, and I'm looking down and I'm seeing some logos here, which might be a good app icon. This one catches my eye. I like the colors. I like that it's simple, and I think this could work. Notice that even though I've searched for civil rights logo labeled for reuse, when I scroll down here, I do see a warning. It says, we allow limited use of the AACRN logo. Use of the logo requires a request for permission. So if I'm on a timeline, maybe I can't request permission for use of that logo, even though I've tried to search for logos that are labeled for reuse. However, if I scroll down and poke around a little bit more, I see some other options. Here is a Civil Rights Act of 1964 icon that could work well as an app icon. However, again, there's some fine detail there. I'm not sure how well that would scale down. I see it is listed on Wikimedia, so I can trust that that is labeled for reuse. I think a different option here is the raised fist from Wikipedia, so I'm going to try this out. I noticed there are some checkerboard patterns in the back of this image, so that would suggest that this has a clear background. Often clear backgrounds make for a pretty nice professional looking image. So I'm going to visit that page here. If I scroll down on this page, I do see there is a link here to the icon. And if I scroll down and dig a little bit more, I can see here that it's not copyrighted. This is in the public domain. There's a note here that this image was created by Keith Tyler and that is not under copyright. So that's exactly what I'm looking for. I don't see any different size download options. So I think I'm just going to right click on the image and save image as. And it's got kind of a long file name there, so I'm going to shorten this up to simply fist and click save. On the bottom left corner of Chrome, I can see that that file has properly downloaded. It's a PNG file, which allows me to have that clear background. Next, I'm going to head over to a website, resizeimage.net. You can do this next few steps with a variety of software online, or if you're familiar with some of the software on your device, maybe Microsoft Paint could work. But I think this will probably work best for most students. So I'm going to click on this website. Again, it's resizeimage.net. One of my first options is to upload an image. This opens up my downloads folder. I'm going to choose my fist and click open. Takes a little bit of time here. And this is a rectangular image. So one of the first things I need to do is set a fixed aspect ratio. This is a comparison of the length and width. And I need to set it to some equal values. So I think I'm going to try 250 pixels by 250 pixels. And then I'm going to select right here in the next portion, again, 250 by 250. And this gives me a very small little selection area, but I'm going to click and drag that over, and that gives me a square selection. So it looks like I'm going to be able to get most of this image, and if I wanted to get just part of the image, I could drag this around. So if your image is located in a different part of the screen, you can make those necessary adjustments. And then once you're happy with your square selection, you'll click crop. I'm going to zoom out here a little bit, and there's our square image. I do want to give you a heads up that when you create an app icon, many times it will get rounded off here in the corners. So just make sure there's no important detail in the corners of your image. I'm going to scroll down here and I'm looking for resizing my image. Currently it's set to 800 pixels by 800 pixels. I'd like to make that a bit smaller. That's going to save some memory, and also it's going to ultimately end up as a 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter icon. So let's head in that direction. I think I'm going to go to 200 pixels by 200 pixels. I'm keeping that square aspect ratio here. I'm scrolling down. I see this start button, which is part of an advertisement. So please be careful about what you click on. I do see there are 4 different options here for JPEG, PNG, GIF, and bitmap. Because my icon has a clear background, I need to keep it as a PNG. And then I've got some options here: default compression, lossless compression, lossy compression. I think I'll leave it at default compression. And then here's the button I'm looking for: resize image. Clicking on that, I have a few options here: view image, download image, show QR code, or resize another image. I'm choosing this download image, which will give me the 200 by 200 pixel download. In the bottom left-hand corner of Chrome, I see that download appearing. I click up and show in folder. And so here is my new resized fist image, 200 pixels by 200 pixels square. If you want to, you can rename that. Maybe I'll call this fist small. And now we're ready to upload to App Inventor. So clicking back to App Inventor, I need to make sure that I have found in my components screen number 1. Once I've clicked on screen number 1 on the right side in Properties, I can scroll down here and look for the app icon property. Let's see, here it is. Our icon is here, and we have a few images already built into the app, but we need to upload one. I'm going to choose my file from my Downloads folder. Here's the original rectangular image. I want the square image. I click and open and click OK. And I now have fist small PNG as my icon on my app. I hope you found this helpful.